Hello students, I hope you are all fine. So you are all safe, I think. So இதுவரைக்கும் நான் lesson 1 I have completed metallurgy முடிச்சிட்டேன். அடுத்து lesson 5 coordination chemistry நடத்தி முடிச்சாச்சு. அடுத்து lesson 6 solid state நடத்தி முடிச்சாச்சு. So today I have given you one word in solid state. So you study all the one word and mark in the book back questions. சரியா, அந்த ஆன்சர் படிச்சுட்டு one word எல்லாமே lesson 6ல உள்ளதுக்கு எல்லாத்தையும் ஆன்சர் மார்க் பண்ணிடு. So today's class we shall see unit 11. So unit 11 is hydroxy compounds and ether. So today we are going to see organic chemistry, hydroxy compound and ether, unit 11. சரியா, so unit 11 is hydroxy compound and ether, which is organic chemistry. So at first we shall see about ethers. So ethers, they are organic compound where oxygen atom is connected to alkyl or aryl group. Alkyl is CH3, C2H5, ethyl, methyl, propyl, they are called alkyl. Aryl group, they are all aromatic groups which are phenyl, phenyl substituted alkyl group. Ethers, they are organic compound where oxygen atom is being linked or connected to alkyl or aryl group. They are represented by the general formula ROR. So R represents alkyl group or aryl group. O is the oxygen atom. So this is a general formula for ethers. So now we shall see the structure of the functional group. So the structure of functional group in the oxygen atom, it is connected to two of the alkyl or aryl group. That is CH3 carbon mattum inga represent pannirukku. So here this is oxygen, which is ethereal oxygen. Ethereal oxygen en solrom, it is the which is at oxygen ether oxygen per the ethereal oxygen. They are attached to two alkyl group, and this structure is similar to the structure of OH group in alcohol. So it is this structure, it is almost similar to the OH group which is present in alcohol. So here in oxygen the oxygen atom in ether functional group is found to be sp3 hybridized. So it is the hybridization of this particular structure of ether is sp3, where there are two sp3 hybrid orbitals of oxygen. So there are two hybrid orbitals of oxygen which linearly overlap with two sp3 hybrid orbitals of carbon. So this oxygen, it is found to be sp3 hybridized. So here the hybridization is sp3 hybridization. ஒரு s orbital மூணு p orbital ஓட overlap ஆகி உருவாகிற orbital that is called as sp3 hybrid orbital. சரியா, so two sp3 hybrid orbitals of oxygen, they linearly overlap. Linear என்னது, sideways overlap illama direct it will overlap with carbon. சரியா, the two sp3 orbitals of oxygen, they overlap linearly with the two sp3 hybrid orbital of carbon, forming two carbon oxygen sigma bond. So the nature of the bond formed is sigma bond. So when there is a linear overlap of orbital, it will always lead to the formation of a sigma bond. சரியா, அது ஏற்கனவே நமக்கு தெரியும், sigma bond formation நடக்கும் linear overlap இருந்தாலே. So here there is a formation of sigma bond due to the overlap of the two sp3 hybrid orbital of oxygen with that of the carbon, two carbon atoms. சரியா, so as a result there is the bond angle is found to be COC, bond angle is found to be 111.7 degree, and which is greater than tetrahedral bond angle. சரியா, tetrahedral bond angle oda value வந்து, so tetrahedral bond angle value is 125.3. சரியா, so here this is the bond angle, COC bond angle is 117.7, which is found to be greater than the tetrahedral bond angle, which is nearly 103.2. சரியா, so this is due to repulsive interaction between the two bulkier alkyl groups. சரியா, எதனால tetrahedral here the bond angle between COC is found to be greater than the normal bond angle, tetrahedral bond angle na, it is due to interaction between the two bulkier alkyl group. சரி, ரெண்டு alkyl group bulkier இருக்கனால அந்த repulsive interaction வந்து நடக்கறனால என்ன ஆகும், the bond angle is found to be slightly greater than the tetrahedral bond angle, which is 102.3. சரியா, so next we are going to see the preparation of ether. Preparation of ether. When ethanol is treated with corn sulfuric acid at 443 Kelvin, elimination takes place. So when ethanol or ethyl alcohol is treated with corn sulfuric acid at 443 Kelvin, elimination takes place to form ether. So here there is elimination of water molecule. So there are two water molecules which are being eliminated during the reaction when ethanol or ethyl alcohol is treated with corn sulfuric acid at 413 Kelvin. 413 Kelvin. So here the product obtained is diethyl ether. Diethyl ether. அப்போ இங்க வந்து 2 molecules of ethanol ங்கறனால இங்க 2 molecules of water are being removed, which leads to the formation of the ether, which is called diethyl ether. So one of the important preparation is, first preparation is ethanol on treating with corn sulfuric acid at 413 Kelvin. It eliminates 2 molecules of water which lead to the formation of diethyl ether. So second way of preparation of ether is Williamson synthesis. So here alkyl halide is heated with alcoholic solution of sodium alkoxide. When alkyl halide is heated with alcoholic solution of sodium alkoxide, ethers are formed. So this is sodium methoxide. So sodium methoxide treatment with alkyl halide. Alkyl halide is ethyl bromide. Halide what are the halides? Fluoride, chloride, bromide, they are called halides. So here in Williamson synthesis, sodium methoxide reacts with alkyl halide, which is ethyl bromide. On heating we get ethyl methyl ether. So it is called a mixed ether. It is a simple ether. Diethyl ether it is a simple ether, whereas ethyl methyl ether is called the mixed ether. So here sodium bromide is eliminated, which leads to the formation of ethyl methyl ether. So this Williamson synthesis, it follows SN2 mechanism. Williamson synthesis is an important 2-mark question. Write notes on Williamson synthesis. What is Williamson synthesis? Very important 2-mark question. So Williamson synthesis always follows SN2 mechanism, because in SN2 mechanism it occurs only in one step, where the nucleophile. So here any alkyl halide. So alkyl halide act as a nucleophile. Where is the attack? Where there is attack of the halide ion, by halide ion get attacked to the, it will get attached to the sodium methoxide. That is the alkyl group present in the electrophile. So nucleophile is the attacking reagent, and here this first reactant is called the electrophile. So the halide ion, it is attacking nucleophile which attacks the alkyl group, and as a result what happens? Sodium bromide is eliminated, which leads to the formation of the, and as a result what will happen? Sodium bromide is eliminated, which leads to the formation of a ethyl methyl ether. So here the bromide get attached to the, where as a result what will happen? The bromide gets, sodium bromide is being eliminated, which leads to the formation of ethyl methyl ether. So here this BRC2 alkyl halide, it acts as a nucleophile which attacks the sodium methoxide, and as a result finally sodium bromide is eliminated, leading to the formation of ethyl methyl ether. So this Williamson synthesis, it follows SN2 mechanism, where there is an attack of the nucleophile, and as a result what will happen? The sodium alkyl group, that is C2H5, goes and get attached to methyl group, leading to the formation of a ethyl methyl ether. And moreover SN2 mechanism, it always involves only one step. So here this acts as a alkyl halide acts as a nucleophile. So it is a here it occurs only in single step. So SN2 mechanism, it occurs only in single step. So Williamson is important 2 marks question. So now we shall see the mechanism of involved in this Williamson synthesis. So here there is an attack of nucleophile, which leads to the formation of, on heating what will happen? Sodium bromide is being eliminated. So ethyl methyl ether is obtained, which follows SN2 mechanism. So this is actually, it is a primary alkyl halide. Primary alkyl halide which involves in SN2 mechanism. So next one is tertiary. So there are 3 C3 groups. So here there is an attack of the nucleophile, that is alkyl bromide. So here the halide ion will attack the electrophile. The halide which acts as a nucleophile will attack the alkyl group, which leads to the formation of 2-methyl 2-methoxypropane. So it follows SN2 mechanism, where there is formation of 2-methyl 2-methoxypropane. Propane nu solla. So it is called 2-methyl 2-methoxypropane. So these are all So for here that is similarly ethyl methyl ether IUPAC name வந்து என்னன்னா methoxyethane. So these are all IUPAC name for the ether. சரியா? அப்ப இது வந்து எதுன்னு சொல்லலாம் ethyl methyl ether சொல்லலாம். IUPAC name வந்து methoxyethane. அதே மாதிரி இங்க பாருங்க tertiary groupல வந்து 2-methyl 2-methoxypropane it is the IUPAC name. சரியா? So இதுல நம்ம பார்த்தோம் first preparationல second preparation is very important. Williamson synthesis is a very important 2-mark question. சரியா? So third method, so first we have seen preparation of ether is first one is diethyl ether where ethanol is heated in presence of sulfuric acid at 413 Kelvin to form diethyl ether. So that is the first preparation of ether. Second we have seen, so first preparation is diethyl ether, preparation of diethyl ether. Second preparation is Williamson synthesis where ethyl methyl ether is obtained. Third preparation is methyl ether is obtained by heating alcohol with diazomethane. So here alcohol is treated. So alcohol is ethyl alcohol. Ethyl alcohol is heated with diazomethane. CH2N2 is called diazomethane in presence of the catalyst fluoboric acid. HbF4 is called as fluoboric acid where we get ethyl methyl ether plus where nitrogen gas is evolved. சரியா? So here so far we have seen 3 methods of preparation of ether. So methyl ether preparation is, it occurs in the presence of the catalyst fluoboric acid. So coming to the properties of ether, point of ether is always slightly higher than alkane and lower than that of alcohol. The oxygen of ether form hydrogen bond with water and hence miscible with water. So the oxygen which is present in ether, it form hydrogen bond. So formation of hydrogen bond is easier with water and hence they are miscible in completely soluble in water. So ether is almost completely soluble in water. Next, coming to the chemical properties, ethers undergo nucleophilic substitution reaction with hydrogen bromide or hydrogen iodide. So nucleophilic substitution reaction are nothing but there will be a particular reagent which reacts with the substrate. So reagent which reacts with the substrate and substrate will act as a nucleophile and nucleophile is found to be always electron rich whereas the electrophile first reagent is always the electrophile which is electron deficient. So nucleophile is always electron rich. So so nucleophilic substitution reaction mostly they occur in alkyl halide, that is alkyl halide, most probably in SN. There are 2 types of substitution reaction. One is SN1 and SN2. So in SN2 reaction it occurs only in one step where the primary halide will involve in the reaction in nucleophilic substitution reaction. So similarly ethers undergo nucleophilic substitution where with hydrogen bromide or hydrogen iodide. So hydrogen iodide is more reactive than hydrogen bromide. So as an example you can see methoxyethane. The general name வந்து it is ethyl methyl ether. CH2CH3 is called ethyl, CH3 is called methyl. So ethyl methyl ether. So the IUPAC name is methoxyethane. Methoxyethane it reacts with hydrogen iodide on heating. What will happen? So here the halide, that is the hydrogen alkyl halide or hydrogen halide. Hydrogen halide. So here there is a reaction that occurs when what will happen? There is a bond which is formed between hydrogen. What will happen? The iodine is being goes and attack the methyl group where we get CH3I plus remaining will be CH3CH2OH. Ethanol. This is called iodomethane. So here the attack of the nuclei. Here hydrogen iodide acts as a nucleophile. So nucleophile is the attacking agent where it attacks the alkyl group CH3I. CH3I மாறிடும். So remaining will be CH3CH2OH. So iodomethane and ethanol. Similarly with methoxybenzene la வந்து hydrogen iodide will react on heating we get phenol. அதே மாதிரி the iodine வந்து it is a hydrogen iodide iodine will go and attack the phenyl group which leads to the formation of C6H5OH and the remaining will be CH3I. So phenol and iodomethane. So the mechanism ethers having primary alcohol generally undergo SN2 reaction. Primary alkyl group it will undergo SN2 reaction while tertiary alkyl ether will undergo SN1 reaction. அப்போ ஒரு ரியாக்ஷன் நியூக்ளியோஃபிலிக் சப்ஸ்டிடியூஷன் ரியாக்ஷன்ல SN2 ரியாக்ஷன் நடக்கும்னா the particular reactant should be a primary, it should have a primary alkyl group, then only it can undergo SN2 reaction. சரியா? So what is SN2 reaction? Nucleophilic substitution bimolecular reaction. SN1 na nucleophilic substitution unimolecular reaction. சரியா? So only the factor for a reaction to undergo nucleophilic substitution bimolecular reaction edunu kettina, it should have a primary alkyl group. So the alkyl halide which is present in SN2 reaction should have a primary alkyl group. So in this reaction, in SN2 reaction, there is a protonation of ether. So protonation nalla addition of proton H plus. So addition of proton which is followed by the attack of the halide ion. So this is the ethyl methyl ether. So here we are seeing the mechanism now. Hydrogen iodide acts as a nucleophile. So here this is a primary alkyl group, compound having reagent having primary alkyl group. So this is hydrogen iodide. So here the halide ion iodine, it will attack the less sterically hindered of the two alkyl group. Less sterically hindered na enna solrom here, it will attack the carbon containing less number of, it will attack the alkyl group having less number of carbon atom. அப்போ இந்த குரூப்பையும் பார்த்தோன்னா less number of carbon atoms எதில் இருக்குது, இந்த alkyl methyl groupல தான் இருக்குது. சரியா? both are alkyl group. CH2CH3 ஒரு alkyl ethyl group, இது வந்து methyl group. சரி, both are alkyl group. But the halide ion, it will preferentially attack the alkyl group having less number of carbon atoms. அதான் இது less sterically hindered கொடுத்துருக்கு. சரியா? So the halide ion, it will attack the alkyl group having less number of carbon atoms, which is called less sterically hindered. சரியா? Of the two alkyl group which is attached to ethereal oxygen. So as a result, what will happen? The product obtained is CH3I. முதல்ல வந்து என்ன, attack of the hydrogen வந்து இங்கே சேரும், இங்கே iodine வந்து இங்கே போய் அட்டாக் ஆகுது. சரி, அந்த CH3 குரூப்போட மேலே வந்து மீதி உள்ளது இங்கே hydrogen will go and get attached to the oxygen atom. So the product, so this is the intermediate product. So finally you get the product obtained is iodomethane, CH3I plus remaining will be CH3CH2OH. So we get iodomethane and ethanol. So this is an example for ether which undergoes SN2 reaction. சரி, அப்போ முதல்ல வந்து protonation which is followed by the attack of the halide ion. So protonation is nothing but addition of H plus ion to oxygen atom. அதனால என்ன ஆயிரும், OH ஆ மாறிடும். சரி, addition of protonation நாலே addition of H plus ion which combines with oxygen to form OH group, and the halide will attack the less sterically hindered alkyl group of the carbon. So here the less number of carbon atoms உள்ள alkyl group எது, இதுதான் methyl groupல தான் less number of carbon atoms, that means there is only one carbon atom, where here in this alkyl group there are two carbon atoms. சரியா? So that is called less sterically hindered. So the halide ion will go and get attached to the alkyl group having less number of carbon atom, which leads to the formation of methyl iodide, or it is called iodomethane. So common name is methyl iodide. Iodomethane is a IUPAC name. சரி, அடுத்த next remaining product will be, so first protonation நடக்கனால என்ன கிடைக்கும், CH3CH2OH. So ethanol is obtained. So when you use excess hydrogen bromide or hydrogen iodide, the alcohol form will further react with hydrogen bromide or hydrogen iodide to form alkyl halide. So ethanol reacts with excess hydrogen bromide to form bromoethane, or it is called as ethyl bromide. சரியா? So in the mechanism it is very important. So you may be asked, explain the SN2 mechanism that occurs in ether னு கேட்கலாம். அப்போ ஈத்தர்ல என்ன ஈத்தர் இருக்கணும், ethyl methyl ether. சரி, அந்த எக்ஸாம்பிள் you have to write. So explain the SN2 mechanism which is involved in ethers னு கேட்டா இத எழுதணும். Next reaction is auto oxidation of ether. So here when ethers are stored in the presence of atmospheric oxygen, that is they combine with oxygen, atmospheric oxygen, excess of oxygen, they slowly oxidize to form hydroperoxide and dialkyl peroxide. So such spontaneous oxidation by atmospheric oxygen is called auto oxidation. கேட்கலாம், what is auto oxidation that occur in ether? அப்போ ether வந்து they are stored in excess of atmospheric oxygen, they get slowly oxidized to form hydroperoxide and dialkyl peroxide. So this is called as diethyl ether. Diethyl ether excess oxygen சேர்க்கும்போது முதல்ல என்ன ஆகும், இதில் வந்து ஒரு O வந்து எக்ஸ்ட்ராவாக இதோட ஜாயின் ஆகும் சரியா. எக்ஸஸ் O1 என்னது ஆக்சிஜன் தான் O2 தான் O1 எழுதிட்டு சரியா. அப்போ அப்படியே CH3CH2O வரைக்கும் எழுதிட்டு மீதி உள்ளதை CH அந்த ஹைட்ரஜன் இங்கே வந்துடும் சரி. இந்த பாண்ட் இங்கே ஷிஃப்ட் ஆகி இங்கே வந்துடும். மீதி உள்ளதை 2 ஆக்சிஜன் போட்டிங்கன்னா அதுக்கு பேர் 1 ethoxy ethyl hydroperoxide. another possibility என்னது CH3 இந்த ஆக்சிஜன் டைரக்டாக ஆட் ஆகலாம் CH3CH2 OO CH2CH3 which is called as this is also another hydroperoxide சரியா. So both the compounds of hydroperoxide is obtained when ethers react with excess of atmospheric oxygen. They get oxidized to form hydroperoxide which is called as auto oxidation in ether. கேட்கலாம் 2 markல what is oxidation auto oxidation in ether னு கேட்கலாம். So now we are going to see some reactions of diethyl ether. So diethyl ether react with phosphorus pentachloride to form ethyl chloride. அதே மாதிரி diethyl ether reacts with dilute sulfuric acid to form ethyl alcohol. அடுத்த equation பாரு. Third reaction of diethyl ether is they react with acetyl chloride CH3COCl na acetyl chloride in presence of anhydrous zinc chloride to form ethyl chloride and ethyl acetate. So these are some of the reactions of diethyl ether. There is also one more reaction. Fourth reaction that of diethyl ether is on when chlorine. So when chlorine is passed through diethyl ether in presence of sunlight, so all the hydrogen atoms are replaced by chlorine atom. சரியா. So this equations some reactions of diethyl ether you may be asked in 2 mark complete the following கொடுத்து கேட்கலாம். What happens when diethyl reacts with phosphorus pentachloride? What happens when diethyl ether reacts with dilute sulfuric acid கேட்கலாம். What happens when diethyl ether reacts with acetyl chlorine கேட்கலாம். So you may be asked in the complete following reactions கொடுத்து கேட்கலாம். சரி அதனால அதை படிக்கணும். So next one is aromatic electrophilic substitution reaction. So here this electrophilic substitution reaction it occurs in aromatic compounds. So it is called as aromatic electrophilic substitution reaction. So here the alkoxy group is ortho para directing as well as activating group. So it is the one which activates the reaction. சரி அது ortho positionல இருக்கலாம் alkoxy group para positionல இருக்கலாம் சரியா. So this group alkoxy group it activates the aromatic ring towards the electrophilic substitution. Aromatic ring na enadhu benzene. They are all enadhu benzene, naphthalene, toluene. They are all aromatic ring compounds having aromatic ring. சரியா. So alkoxy group enadha irkalam ortho irkalam para directing irkalam or it will act as an activating group which activates the aromatic ring. சரியா. First aromatic electrophilic substitution reaction pathina halogenation. So anisole. So C6H5OCl3 is called as anisole. So anisole undergoes bromination with bromine in acetic acid even in the absence of catalyst to give para isomer which is called as main product is para isomer. So para bromo anisole. So anisole on treatment with bromine ethylene case gives para bromo anisole and ortho bromo anisole. Second one is nitration. So anisole reacts with the mixture of corn sulfuric acid and corn nitric acid to give a mixture of orthonitro-anisole and para-nitro-anisole. The எல்லா reactions-ம் you have to take a textbook and see. சரியா என்னெல்லாம் reactions இருக்கு aromatic electrophilic substitution reactionல first வந்து halogenation anisole வச்சு பார்த்தோம். anisole வந்து brominationல உங்களுக்கு என்ன கிடைக்கும் para-bromoanisole ortho-bromoanisole. சரியா இதுல வந்து ortho-bromoanisole mixture of ortho and para-bromoanisole கிடைக்குது. அடுத்து nitrationல nitrating mixture-ஓட heat பண்ணும்போது nitrating mixture-னாலே it is a mixture of corn nitric acid and corn sulfuric acid. It gives a mixture of orthonitro-anisole and para-nitro-anisole. So next third reaction what we are going to see is aromatic electrophilic substitution reaction la Friedel-Crafts reaction. So anisole undergoes Friedel-Crafts reaction in presence of anhydrous aluminum chloride as catalyst. This is also important name reaction. Important 2 marks. So here anisole it undergoes Friedel-Crafts reaction nale anhydrous acid that is here methyl chloride reacts with anhydrous aluminum chloride. Anhydrous aluminum chloride. So methyl chloride oda react ஆகி நமக்கு என்ன கிடைக்கும் 2-methoxytoluene and 4-methoxytoluene. So fourth position la methyl group இருக்கு சரியா. So it is called as 4-methoxytoluene. So here the product is major product obtained in Friedel-Crafts reaction using anisole is 4-methoxytoluene. So Friedel-Crafts reaction is also very important 2 mark question. So finally we shall see the uses of ether. So diethyl ether is used as a surgical anesthetic agent. So in surgical purpose for it is used as an anesthetic. அடுத்தது use of ether ரெண்டாவது it is a good solvent for organic reaction. It is also used as a refrigerant. Ether is also used as a volatile starting. Volatile nale it will easily evaporate. So it is a volatile starting fluid for diesel and gasoline engine. Finally, uses of anisole. It is also used. Anisole is used in the synthesis of perfumes and insecticides. So I hope you know what is perfume and insecticide also you know. So it is also used in pharmaceuticals. So it mainly in medical field. So these are some of the use of ether and anisole. So with this the topic ether is being completed in lesson 11. So far I have taught you 3 lessons. So in between I will be sending you some important questions for all the 3 lessons so that you study and write in your chemistry note. Thank you.